Here within the Troy Athletic Department in the field house, I'm Barry McKnight, Troy Director of Athletics, Brent Jones. Here we are in mid-July. There's a lot on your plate, isn't there?
I tell you what, it never ends, and that's exciting, right? So you have a lot of different events that are going on, from Trojan tours that we can talk about that we just wrapped up, an amazing football 101 as well. And so as we look forward to the next items, which is the football drawdown, but then also really recapping the year from what baseball, softball, men's and women's golf, track and field, tennis, and then really, with the new iteration of intercollegiate athletics with the revenue share and the House settlement and what that looks like. And also some exciting news from the Sun Belt Conference with the inclusion of Louisiana Tech too. So a lot of things going on.
Well, let's start with maybe some of the things that I know are important to you right now. The Trojan Tour is concluded. The women's clinic, as we record this, was this week, and we're a little bit less than a month away from the drawdown, from the fan appreciation party, which is always a big deal. The level of excitement, as you perceive it, heading into Jared Parker's second year at Troy, can you characterize that?
It's really exciting. So to be able to see, great crowds at our Trojan tours, and man, it was fun, and for you to be able to help us with that as well. But to go all around, and so from Laverne, Ozark, Birmingham, to obviously Dothan, Enterprise, Troy, everywhere in between, was really exciting. And so to be able to have that was a really, really good touch as part of it. And so Montgomery as well. Yep. It's so important to be able to get there, Birmingham. And so it was fun. It was good because we were able to get out and we were able to talk about what's going on in intercollegiate athletics. And so, to be able to talk about that, we had our highest GPA that we've ever had, a 3.2, highest GPA in the history of Troy University athletics, the most community service hours, best all-time attendance, men's and women's basketball, baseball, set records in revenue, and, baseball season tickets up almost 40% in revenue, men's and women's basketball overall attendance at the highest levels. And so you look at that, corporate sponsorship levels with Play Fly at an all-time high, and then really thank some of our donors, and thank all of our donors really, but this past year to be able to secure $1 million gift for the indoor practice facility, to be able to secure a $500,000 gift to name the football locker room, and a $250,000 gift to be able to name the RBI club. And that's on top of the rotunda as well at baseball and some other things. And that takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. It's exciting to be able to see. And so, I don't want people to miss the aspect. Everybody knows what we do on the field. I mean, our men's golf team competed for a national championship. But to be able to hear about the GPA, almost 150 student athletes that graduated, to be able to talk about the attendance, to talk about the licensing, the community service, it's exciting.
Well, and you look forward to the future. One of Dr. Hawkins' favorite phrases is one of the best predictors of future success is past performance. All that leads into, the way I look at it, just a great deal of momentum heading into the upcoming academic year.
Absolutely. And so you think about it like, we mention all these things. So from attendance to ticket sales to revenue to licensing to corporate sponsorships to GPA to community service to have our men's golf team compete for a national championship, first time Division I. I mean, we're one of 30 teams that literally competed in Carlsbad, California. Clay Bounds, only in his second year, and what he's been able to do to transform that program as well to get us back to the level of our expectations. And then Skylar Mead and the baseball coaching staff and what that program did. You had a bird's eye view every single game, but every week we were ranked. So from the beginning of the season until the end, obviously we were the last team out, and that was disappointing, and that's not our goal. But let's also celebrate 39 wins and being ranked every single week, and all those, to have 3 drafted, the most in almost 10, 15 years, I believe. And so, but men's basketball won a regular season conference championship as well as a postseason WNIT championship game. There's a lot of expectations coming up. And so to see what our coaches are building upon recruiting-wise, it's exciting.
So between the end of the past academic year and all of the accomplishments and excitement of that, and leading into the 25-26 academic year, how much different will it be this year for the student athletes at Troy? Brent?
So I'll say this. Our fans will not really notice anything different outside of, because for the last 3 years, we've had a collective. Chuck Carson, Jason Jones did a phenomenal job with our collective and really started having conversations about 6 to 8 months ago about what's the next iteration. And so to be able to, and they brought this partner with us, Link U, to be able to have them be able to be an outside partner and professionalize this. There's a GM on campus as well that's able to help with that. And so they can help us in several different ways, from true NIL to collective NIL to then at the same time being able to perform revenue share events. And so it's exciting. And so, because of that, every single one of our teams has the ability to perform revenue share through our collective or NIL through the collective piece of it. And so that's the biggest thing. Nothing's going to change that. We still need to be able to continue to raise funds, and that's through season tickets. That's the lifeblood of our program. Then the second piece of that is being a member and a supporter of the Trojan Warrior Fund. And then the third is if you own a business or a part of a business, to be able to advertise with Troy Sports Properties. And then also the fourth piece is to be able to part of the Link U Collective. And so that's presented by and protected by the Norris Agency. It's incredible those different ways that you can directly impact with student athletes. And so, but for the first time in the history of intercollegiate athletics above board, we are now able to participate in revenue share with the House settlement. And so we're excited about the plan that we put together. It's been about a 9-month plan. And so, as we look toward, we're going to be super aggressive. It allows you to be able to add additional scholarships. It allows you to be able to participate directly with student athletes. And we're going to do that. And so as part of that, you really look at the landscape. Every single school in the Sun Belt Conference opted in. Every single school in the Sun Belt Conference will participate in revenue share, and every single school in FBS did opt in and will participate. So this isn't unique to Troy. We need to be able to participate. We need to be able to have 92% of Coach Parker's roster coming back is incredible. We did lose some players in basketball, but also at the same time, to be able to have, I believe, 11 or 12 of those 17 guys be able to come back, 2 starters as well. It's incredible. And so, that's what we need to continue to do. And so I'm excited about it and excited to see how we're going to continue to compete in the Sun Belt.
Well, let's talk about competition in the Sun Belt. You mentioned season tickets. All of the information Brent's talking about, you can find out more on the website at TroyTrojans.com, including all the different ways that you can be involved in supporting Troy athletics. But one of my favorite things I'm looking at right now is the football schedule at TroyTrojans.com. The season tickets are on sale. I don't know that there has been a home schedule more conducive to the fans than what I see in 2025.
6 home games, 6 Saturdays.
Yes.
Memphis at home, South Alabama at home, Louisiana Lafayette at home. Enough said right there.
Yes,
and so that's pretty exciting there.
Well, you've got a lot of opportunities, not only to be involved as a fan, but really to take a look at some awfully good football. This year's team, Coach Parker hasn't spent a lot of time downplaying this. He is embracing the culture and the history and the expectations of Troy football. He says, we're getting after it this year.
Barry, think about the last 5 games of the season that we played, and so that's Coastal Carolina, who at one point was leading the East. You had Georgia Southern, you have Louisiana Lafayette, you have Southern Miss, and then you have Arkansas State.
Right.
And so you look at those last 5 games. We played a complete game, every single one of those outside of Arkansas State. So we played 4.5 complete games. And if we could go back and have that first half against Arkansas State, that's the difference. That is the absolute difference. We gave the Louisiana Lafayette, who was the Sun Belt Conference West Division champs, we gave them every single thing they could handle. And they hosted the Sun Belt Conference Championship this past year. And so, beat a Georgia Southern team for homecoming in a sold-out crowd who went on to a bowl game. game, beat Coastal Carolina, who went on to a bowl game. So, we've really found our identity and our team gelled together. And I think the identity is it's blue collar, hard nosed football. We're going to make the plays, the energy. This team believes. We just were decimated by injuries and decimated by the portal.
There are a lot of different ways for you to make sure you have your seat at the Vet this year. There are several multi-game packages, season tickets, and you've mentioned this before. A lot of times when we talk, and you mentioned it already, some of the partners that Troy has partnered with. In terms of the benefit of the student athlete, there's also partnerships in benefit of the fan as well. The ticket buying experience is so streamlined these days.
It is, and so so thankful to have an amazing staff, and as well as our fans, and continue to purchase tickets and show up at record levels. I mean, think about that last game we played against Coastal Carolina. We didn't have the record we want. We only had one win going into that. We were 1-7, no bowl game possibility for the first time in 2 years, and to have almost 25,000 fans. Go back to the FAMU game and just people coming out of the rafters. And so we've made it easy for things for our fans, I should say, by the mini plan ticket. And so there's one anchor, which is the Memphis, and now you're able to pick the other ones, including South Alabama, including homecoming. It's incredible. It is a GA as well as reserve. We're trying to make it as easy as possible. Tailgate Terrace tents selection, I think we have 2 left right now. We're sold out of our suites. We've been sold out of our suites. We're sold out of the north end zone tents. We're tracking to less than 10 tickets left in the north end zone, tracking less than 50 tickets left in the stadium club.
Better hurry.
And so I think we still have a few lounges still left, maybe 1 or 2 at that. And so our fans are excited. We have, right now as we're talking about this, it's, right at that 40-day mark, maybe a little less, as part of this. And so it's getting into that piece of it. And so I think our fans, they understand the importance that it makes when you come in to Veterans Memorial Stadium and the student section is going crazy, our team is going crazy, and our fans are there. And so we put a lot of time, effort, and energy on making that experience possible. And I think you're going to see even some new items this year in Tailgate Terrace.
I can confirm for those of you watching, the urge is strong with me right now. Put that helmet on and go hit something. It's exciting, Brent, and I can't wait for it. Thanks so much for the preview.
Barry, thanks for having me.
Director of Athletics Brent Jones joins us here from the Troy University campus.